What's up, everyone? So yesterday me and Jeffrey didn't get to bleed the brakes, so today I'm gonna be doing that by myself, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Just gotta bleed the brakes on the 86. Then once we do that, I can actually go and test drive it. So it's not registered, but driving around the block here should be fine. So yeah, let me go ahead and put the cars on jack stands, and then we'll start from there. Okay, so I have the car on jack stands now, and how you're gonna bleed your brakes on your own is with this. So this is just like a fishing airline for like air tubes in the tank, and you just get a clear bottle, poke a nice tight hole onto it, and then make sure it's airtight, and then that's it. And then all you have to do is just hook up the hose line right here onto here. Sometimes it might be kind of tight. You might have to stretch this hole out a little bit so that it'll fit the nipple, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's really easy, and you don't have to press and hold and pump. You just constantly pump through until all of the air comes out. And of course, how you bleed the brakes is the furthest away, so that, here, there, and then driver. So that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bleed the brakes and then see if we get any power to the brakes after that. So I just bled the brakes. I turned on the car to see if the brakes were working, and they seem to be okay. I think he's gonna need a brake master or a brake booster for sure, because it sounds kind of weird, like slushy, and the brakes still aren't like 100%. But the brakes are done now. I can see everything's good. It's topped out, and this is what came out of the brake lines. It was like mud, so it's pretty dirty, and that kind of helped it out too, clean out the lines. But as you can see, everything seems pretty good. So what I'm gonna do now is lower the car and then go and take it for a test drive. Okay, let's go take this thing for a test drive and see how it runs. So far, the brakes seem okay. Let me put my seatbelt on. I hate welded diffs. They're so clunky. Alright. Man, I haven't driven a Corolla in such a long time. Feels good to be driving it again. But I'll show you guys the front view. Driving one-handed with no power steering. Man, this car feels good. The engine's kind of clunky, but I mean, the engine feels really smooth when you're driving it. So hopefully it's nothing. Super low power. So I just went for a test drive, and it feels really good actually for what it is. Like I said, I still think we need to change the brake booster, and I think the brakes will feel like 100% after that. But man, so good to finally drive a Corolla again. I miss driving these cars, and it felt great. I can't wait until we finally finish painting this car so we can actually take it out to just have fun. Right now it doesn't look the best, but once we get it painted, it's gonna look amazing. Go ahead and look at everything again. So happy about this car. Everything's looking good. So if you could hear this like intermittent knocking on the bottom, I thought that it was like knocking, but it's just the clutch, and we do need to change the clutch too, which I am dreading to do that because it's such a big job. But we do have a clutch ready for it already, so I don't know, whenever my brother's ready then we could get it all done, but I'm not really sure right now. It doesn't really need it, but the clutch is going out and it's on its way out. So let me go ahead and turn off this car, make sure it's in gear, and there it is. Such a beautiful car. I believe I do have this somewhere in storage, so I'm gonna go look for it and then try to replace this black one too, for the gray one. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for just the Corolla today. I'm gonna be working on the other Corolla, my personal one, and we're gonna check out these fenders. So if you can see here, so if you look here, when I put my fenders in, it's off about that much, and that's quite a lot. You can see that, the gappage there. It's supposed to be like right here, bend right here, and then kind of flow out. So they did kind of stretch this side a little bit, where if you look on this side, it fits a lot more flush and it looks a lot better. I will have to address all this too. You can see the Bondo is like breaking off, so I'm scared to know how much Bondo is underneath this, but I'm gonna go ahead and just grind them down and then kind of see what we're working with. You can see there's a lot of rust eating away here. I definitely need a welder so I can patch all of this up. It'll make it a lot easier, but let's go ahead and grind all this down. So here's the fenders, and I use the angle grinder to just kind of go to town with it, and you can see it lines up a lot better now, like that. It's pretty bad, just like I expected it, but I don't know what I want to do. Maybe cut out a piece of metal and then weld on a new piece. I don't have a welder yet, so I'll probably have to wait for that. And let's go ahead and take it off. And you can see here there's a lot of Bondo here, a lot of cracking everywhere else. There's some Bondo here. There was a ton right here where there's a lot of rust, and then right here is pretty bad too. So you can see all that. It's all rusted out. This side's really bad, and I'm not sure if I want to just run the rears or do I actually want to run these up in the front too. I only have one though, that's kind of why I'm not really sure if I want to run it or not, because I'll have to go and search for another one, which they're kind of hard to come by now. Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows where I could get just one, I'll be willing to buy a pair too. Let me know. This is and you can see these are the US ones, so I think they're like a little bit shorter, but still the same. And maybe I'll drill holes right now and just kind of put this in to see how it looks like. Okay, so I drilled the holes for this one and it doesn't fit well at all. See, it's kind of like higher right here, and it's pretty flush to the fender on the bottom, so that's kind of where it's supposed to be. But I had to chop right here a lot because it was pretty bad. You can see the Bondo came up to like right here, and it was really thick. So yeah, I don't know, I'll probably use these fenders right here. These two are like the worst condition ones, and this side I'm gonna cut and probably cut halfway and then cut all the way up to here and maybe leave like 2 inches down this way, because when I weld it'll be easier than like welding this corner here. I could weld it right here and then it'll be a lot cleaner, and then just kind of keep that and then put this arch onto that fender, which will already be pre-drilled for it. And then I'll use this side for the same thing and just cut the same spot, because you can see right here this fender's all jacked up right here. It doesn't look good. There's like an inch of Bondo. There's pretty much like an inch of Bondo everywhere right here. There's a lot of Bondo here too. So yeah, I'll probably just cut it, but I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and get that kind of like the hand saw, reciprocating saw that cuts a lot better, because the angle grinder takes a lot more off than you really want to. So we're gonna use that and then cut it exactly where my hand is going right now, and then just cut it like this. Right here is all nice and just metal, and you can see right here it's all Bondo. So yeah, it's gonna do that. Gonna go to Harbor Freight and get the tool first, and then before I cut it, let me take this off so you guys can see. And those are the holes. But yeah, this fender's all jacked up. Well, these arches at least. You can see there's not a lot of Bondo here, but once you get up here, they like caked it with Bondo. So I'm gonna cut it. But yeah, so that's probably gonna be it for today, guys. Just checking out the fenders. I will do body work soon once I get that tool to cut it, and then I do need to get a welder, because that's very important, and we need an air compressor so we can actually start doing paint work for this one. But I'm gonna start paint prep pretty soon. It's just gonna be a lot of sanding, and then not really a lot of Bondo work, maybe just on the hood, but for the whole body itself, it's just gonna be painting and then primering wherever I need to. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace.